Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be continuing our little series here and forming the Imperial Federation as Britain. Now, of course, I've been gone for like over a month now. It's been a while, guys. I was having my vacation, so yeah, sorry about the inactivity, but I'm back now. Anyways, that besides the point. So the first thing I start doing is I start preparing for a new invasion, and I take my old troops from South Africa, and I basically just mass recruit the South African population. As you do, depopulating the entire region because I assimilated it all, and to form a gigantic army of about 80,000 people. I think was it 80,000? I'm not sure. Well, something like that. Not 80,000, but some massive army. And a bunch of countries around the world started attacking me. I mean, it was kind of annoying, but I let it happen. And see, I realized that the now was probably the best time to invade India because India was off fighting China over on the other side. So I realized that if I could just quickly invade and take it over, I would be pretty good. I have this major conquest complete and over and done with. And so the first thing I did, I started my invasion from bottom to up. And like while I was at it, I just looked at Sri Lanka. I'm like, wait, we can just ultimatum and annex them. And that's exactly what I did. And as I continued up, I remembered that, wait, hold on. There's a bunch of other small countries that like maybe we could just subjugate like right now. And so I went to Bahrain and Kuwait. I threatened them both. And then, I was just going to like basically in two turns, I just like finished off the Gulf states that I needed for this formable. Because I just had a massive army in India. So again, I just did that to save time for myself, honestly. And so the invasion of India continued on, and there was really nothing to stop me. They didn't have any troops down here, so it makes sense. I'm attacking them really when they're probably at the worst time for the Indians to even defend against me. And so I just like continued. Listen, there's not much for me to really say. The whole time I was just like trying to advance as fast as possible, right? Because it's a race for time here. See, the more also I try to like get my money in order because, was horribly in debt. But there wasn't any way I could like change it and not mess things up. So I just decided to deal with the debt as it is. It's all good. But back to what I was saying, it's kind of a race for time here because what happens is if when I'm taking India out like this, right? I'm weakening India, so they start losing the war over on the other side of things because they can't reinforce the front line. Meaning that, okay, so they're at war with like China right now, right? Which is what I took advantage of. And then what it means is essentially if I don't do this fast enough, I will, the Chinese and Russians actually, I think it was both China and Russia, there was a massive war going on. Okay, I'm not gonna go into that, but basically the point is, if they take territory in India, I have to fight them later. So I have to take all of the Indian territory as much as I can right now, so that I don't have to fight anyone else, right? And see, now this is the first point where, as you guys saw there, this is the first point where I actually encounter like a bit of resistance, like actual resistance. And so now I realize, okay, I'm getting close to where the Indian forces are actually. And like the shocking thing is that despite me taking literally all of their entire country, they're still holding up against China somehow, which, I guess they didn't disband any of their forces, luckily. And they didn't exactly move them back either. So now I started reaching like almost close enough to Bangladesh as well. And all the way to this thing. Kashmir, like I'm closing in on Kashmir, right? I realized I gotta get up there fast because the Indians they took over Tibet from China, but then like who knows how long that'll last, right? The Russians are right there, ready to take the territory, so I need to get there first. And like the more important thing was this, like towards the what's that province called again? The part that's like next to Bangladesh, the part of India that just wraps around Bangladesh and goes to the other side, like near China. That was where I needed to rush to the most, right? The northern part, that was fine. I even threatened Bangladesh to give me military access just so I could get there faster because I didn't want to go around Bangladesh and a long journey. And like, so it was an entire race for time to see if I could get to that territory first. The north then, basically after a few turns later, the north got secured. However, and also I secured the route through Bangladesh. Okay. However, what ended up happening was China. I think, yeah, China ended up taking a province, one of the provinces that I in fact needed. Right, they would end up taking it over, and they were holding on to it themselves. So that was a problem for me because now I would need to do something about that to get that from them. And so what I did was, I mean, I couldn't really do anything. I wanted to get like another country to go to war with China, take it over, then return to India, then might take it over. But I decided to let it be because I needed Myanmar as well, alive and okay, so that I could take them over. And I just decided, you know what, I'll just annex India, right? I'll just take this peace deal for what it is. But instead of just taking this southern gigantic chunk of India, I was like, you know what, maybe I should actually listen to my viewers, because a comment came saying, just puppet the, like, comments came to me, right? Comments came and just telling me, just puppet the country and then annex it after you puppet it. And I was like, damn, what, does this work? I wasn't sure if it worked. Now I'm like, you know what? I should listen to my viewers. I did that. I puppeted India and then I annexed them immediately, and it worked. It worked perfectly fine. And now I was completely in control of India, and China was still at war with them. So that was their problem. Now I had a massive army that was still intact and ready to go. And what I did next was arguably pretty foolhardy, but regardless, I looked over at the nations nearby and I decided, Bangladesh would be a good target now that India's done with, now that I'm done with India. And that's exactly what I did. I've completely surrounded Bangladesh with like troops. I even sent forces through their country to surround them. And then I got them to invade. I mean, I just want to do this in a fun way. So I just got them to attack the United States of Central America, my puppet. And then because they attacked them, I joined the war on the side of my puppet in the righteous manner of defending peace and shit. I don't know. I don't know. I just like to do that sometimes. But the war was not as easy as I thought it would be. And I actually tried to peace out really quickly because I was worried that Bangladesh might just break out. And the thing is, the reason I said it was foolhardy was because I did not assimilate India whatsoever. Meaning Bangladesh could just roam free if they wanted to. So I was really worried about this because like I lost a lot of people. And so I was scrambling to try take them out. Luckily, it was like the matchup was even, right? I tried piecing out again, by the way, but it didn't work. The Bangladesh kept rejecting it. And then all of a sudden a rebellion starts on like the other side, all the way on the other side of India. And for that, look, I had 88,000. It didn't matter. I could just recruit, right? That rebellion is not a problem, but it's Bangladesh. Now, luckily, luckily Bangladesh like ran out of steam, if I can put it like that, as in they ran out of troops. And so I was able to like just move my guys around and take them over. My bad, that cut was kind of awkward. But yeah, no, I took over Bangladesh only to realize that they actually controlled North Korea as well. And so I got North Korea to basically reclaim their territory. But all this time, Portugal was actually at war with me for some reason. And so they just randomly invaded me in the in my main island, which, by the way, it's I don't know why, but I'm sure you guys remember from the last episode too. That exact spot is where they all naval invade from. Weirdly enough. Well, anyways, so the thing was, right, you know how I mentioned that province China took? Well, I basically negotiated with China to buy that province because, guys, remember, when you buy a province, the country can't have cores on it. That's what matters the most. And since China didn't have cores yet on that province, I could buy it from them and it worked, because I was fast enough. And so now I'd completely taken over all of India. And, now I spent like the next several minutes actually, just the sheer, just take a look at this. Guys, the video is basically over. You guys can honestly leave. But just, if for those who want to, just look at the sheer assimilation that just takes place right here. It took me, 20, 30, 50 turns or something to just assimilate all of this and get the money to do it. Because keep in mind, not just India, but also those other countries that I annexed along the way. So all of that, all in one go. Man, It was quite the game. Well, so yeah, no, I just continued this. This is really just the end of the video. I don't know if you're still watching. I'm not sure why you're watching. You guys can click off right now. Thank you for watching, by the way. Please subscribe. You know, we are so close. You know, I'm just take this time to talk about this, right? We are so close to 1,000 subs. It is insane. I could get monetized finally. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so pumped for this. Like, my subs just went up even when I was inactive. Oh yeah, I annexed Bhutan too. Like, I tried to annex Nepal, it didn't work. I annexed Bhutan. But yeah, no. Anyways, the journey to 1,000 is nearing. So hope to see you guys there.